I'm really curious as to the disease and the fact that it acts to take out the host and then itself. And that interests me, because most diseases, I suppose, are communicable. This one is to me, a kind of bizarre thing, and also there's nothing quite like it. Just the idea of cancer in the family. Everyone is ill in a particular way, emotionally or physically. It's a very difficult situation, and I reflect on it frequently, just because I suppose, like most of us, we've had people who suffered from it, people we know or people in our family. The second line, the word is tropic, and trope means to turn. Cancer has no simile, but tropic turns on us. Our assassin, purposefully precise, taking his victims calmly, with a logic all his own. Cancer has no simile, but is terror in the marketplace, devastation in the souk, an upstart thing with its DNA and history, memory, chemistry, deep in our fearful selves. Cancer is a suicide bomber who takes others and himself in startling hyperbole, seldom partially. He is contagion rather than contagious, and self-contained, giving his messenger self up, and us in receipt. And we agonize, mystified, waiting, fearful that we will identify him, that we have in some way been responsible, neglectful, and only when it is too late will we nod and say yes, yes, that he has found us, seeing him in us endemic, hurtling himself down the long alleys, taking us with him, knowing it had to be so. That's it, sorry. And this one for my wife, who's an excellent photographer. As I said, very long. Photo processing on 35. The world shines in digitized imagery, everyone capturing life through lenses, deleting, cropping, mastering light in a way that old photographers, hooded, patient behind their tripods and in acrid darkrooms, could never imagine. In hall closets, those old shoe boxes with their load of envelopes from Rexall drugstores, of the photos flecked and half in focus, pictures from box cameras with their leather-look skins, the Instamatics and brownies, their glossy prints of the waving dead from ship's rails, Easters and bar mitzvahs, the young stepping away from home and into wars or matrimony, sometimes both. In the blurs, the shades of gray, for nothing here is really black and white. In these curled and yellowing prints, hesitation in the faces of children, uncertainty in the smile of an unmarried cousin, the nearly remembered name of the farm dog, whose kittens, on whose farm? Megapixels sees the present with knife-edge clarity, with autofocus, but lives and lovers whisper from out of the grayness, among shapes as memory fits itself into ambiguities left by time. This is the last one for my daughter, who's a musician, and there's a line in here that she likes. Common Starling on 47. And I noticed this phenomenon on the way in from Goderich drive-in, and it's just quite wonderful to see this in nature, even though we take these things for granted constantly. Common Starling. There's nothing more common than the starling, an Ellis Island immigrant to New York in 1890. They traveled together, heckling each other in their whiskey voices, wearing sooty tweed jackets, gray, green, flecked and unlovely, except to each other. They breed furiously, these embarrassments to ornithologists. No one keeps a log on them, a journal on their having safely arrived down the long chutes, the migration routes in spring and fall. They are conspicuous not in their appearance, but in their ubiquity, vocalizing like boisterous rugby or football fans in cool fall skies. They are sooty pegs on wires, watching, companionable to each other, facing all the same way, like novitiates in chilly monastery pews. Then they fly clumsily off, their short wings and almost rudderless tails, recalling dusty things in the dim corners of a World War II air museum, those hapless machines that seemed like good ideas at the time. before they were superseded by faster, harder-nosed raptors. Despite all this, there is harmony in their patterns as they lift and glide together. Dark notes on lines of pale sheet music, rising and falling again, like a chorus. Their fellowship in motion collectively attractive over the wheat stubble in late August, early September.